Yo, what's going on, guys? I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know why I talked like that. That was so stupid. I felt like I was like Rocky doing Hamlet. To be or what? But either way, the Golden State Warriors are interested in a player that the Boston Celtics have, according to Brian Robb at Booth Newspapers. Now, Payton Pritchard's lack of consistent playing time in the Celtics rotation has actually not been a surprise. It's just the defense. Payton Pritchard is a great basketball player. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, you guys need to understand that Payton Pritchard is a solid basketball player. He's physically limited on what he can be as a defender, and nor does he have that Pat Bev, Matthew Dellavedova, Facundo Campazzo dog defensive gene that those small guys have. But he's a guy that in his third season now, after being a first round pick, I believe it was, right? He was a first round pick, yep, 26 overall out of Oregon. And he's 24 already. But he's played 19 minutes a night his rookie year, 14 his second season. This year it's down to 10. But for his career, he's a 40% three-point shooter. Back-to-back seasons of 41%. The splits and numbers for this season is just because of a lack of consistent playing time. But if you look over the last few games, he has been getting more runs due to the injuries. And it's being reported right now that the Golden State Warriors have inquired about the availability of Payton Pritchard. League sources told MassLive. Despite these overturns, the Celtics have not shown any interest in trading Payton Pritchard. Now, Payton Pritchard is a guy that is about to turn 25, soon to be 25-year-old. However, Pritchard did re-enter, as I aforementioned, the rotation the past week following Jaylen Brown's injury. Payton Pritchard's performance over the last 4 games is an indicator why the Celtics have been unmoved by any inquiries. Injuries are going to pop up during an 82-game stretch, especially during title contention when that can go up to 120 games. And Payton Pritchard is expected to take a bigger role with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Derek White all sidelined at various points. With Malcolm Brogdon's age and injury history, Pritchard is a valuable insurance policy at the guard position. Now, you're thinking, well, the Warriors could just still figure out a way to make it work. Because Payton Pritchard isn't making that much money. All right, if you're wondering, how much is Payton Pritchard actually making? Payton Pritchard is making a nice little bit of $2.2 million. Who could they trade? Who makes $2.2 million? If they wanted to trade a young guy, they could. But no, JaMychal Green. If the Warriors were like, here's a protected first-round pick down the road in JaMychal Green, that is a deal that I think the Boston Celtics would sit there and be like, all right, all right, all right, all right. You're kind of twisting our hands, okay? And I think it's definitely like interesting to see how it could all work out. But let me know your guys' thoughts on anything I might have missed. I still do believe Payton Pritchard is a great basketball player, a guy who has a spot in the NBA, a guy that I enjoy watching. But we'd be lying if there are holes in his game that need to be addressed. And that I think he's more of a high-level backup point guard than a starting point guard. I think he's definitely someone who you would consider this guy could be one of the better backup point guards who comes in for 15 minutes a night, and then a guy you want to play 30 minutes a night, okay? That's just me being quite honest, okay? And I personally have always liked Payton Pritchard. I've made several videos on him. I think he's a fun player to watch, comes from a good family, comes from a good, hierarchy, and for me I just think it's something that people are just overlooking just the type of player that Payton is and the work ethic that he has. And I do truly believe he's a guy that, of course, the Warriors want him. Okay? He's a great basketball player. They saw him play a lot, and I don't know. I just think this is a guy that let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest with who he is, and he deserves the interest that he's getting. I just don't know if there's a deal out there that makes sense for the Golden State Warriors to get him, if I have to be quite frank. And that's nothing against the Golden State Warriors. It's just I think the JaMychal Green deal is the only one because the Celtics do need front court help, and JaMychal Green can play multiple positions, power forward and center. So that's something that you sit there and you're like, okay, that is a deal that potentially they could make, and we'll see what ends up happening there. Like, comment, and subscribe.